evidence-based practices in order to improve your mental well-being and quality of life. However, I want to note that these sessions cannot be accepted as treatment or psychotherapy. They are just, I'm sharing this just to increase your awareness and to help you to ask yourself better questions and to learn new skills. And today we will be speaking about solution-focused brief therapy and what you can do in order to support yourself if you are experiencing symptoms of depression and anxiety. And also I will provide a brief information what solution-focused brief therapy looks like and can it be helpful to treat depression and anxiety, and how we are working in the sessions in order to support people who might be experiencing these challenges. And today you will learn what solution-focused brief therapy is and how it was developed, how it offers, how it differs from traditional approaches, and how it works with depression and anxiety, and what scientific research is behind this therapy type. So I will also share 3 different strategies that you can start to apply and some questions that you can start to ask yourself from now, right now. So solution-focused brief therapy was developed in late 1970s by Steve Shazer and Insu Kim Bang at the Brief Family Therapy Center And here is what is fascinating about it. This approach was born almost by accident. Shazer and his team noticed something striking in the sessions. When clients talked about solutions rather than the problems, they progressed much faster. And this observation sparked a question: what if therapy centered on solutions instead of problems? And solution-focused brief therapy was born from that question. And today, solution-focused brief therapy is widely used in individual therapy, couples therapy, family therapy, and there is a lot of research and evidence about its efficiency, and even it was found to have faster results than traditional therapies. And it's also used in coaching, professional coaching worldwide. So what are core philosophies of solution-focused brief therapy? First of all, it was built on 3 assumptions, and these are radically different from traditional therapy. Every client, in solution-focused approach, we assume that every client already has solutions and resources and capabilities within them that they can use in order to achieve the change they want to see. And solution-focused brief therapy says the client is not broken, it's not deficient, it's against pathologizing approach, and every person has strengths, resources, and capacity for their own solutions. And therapist's role is to help the person to uncover these resources, to remind them about their resilience, capabilities, skills that they can use in order to achieve the change they want to see. And understanding the problem is not necessary for finding solutions. This is a radical idea. Traditional therapy says that let's deeply understand what's causing the problem, what's the problem, and they allocate resources and time to understand the problem better. But solution-focused brief therapy focuses more on solutions, and it says what does your life might look like if something has started to change, and how can we get to the change that you are trying to achieve. And it also emphasizes about small changes that lead to greater changes. Solution-focused brief therapy doesn't chase big dramatic transformation. It focuses on small concrete steps that can create bigger change, and which is seen as a domino effect. When one thing changes, everything starts to shift, and it creates difference in other people's lives, in environments. It creates difference for that person who is starting to change, and as a result, it believes the idea that even smallest changes can lead towards a bigger change and transformation. And if we compare solution-focused brief therapy with traditional approaches, traditional therapists ask, what's the problem? What's your problem? How long has it been? And they are more focusing on what caused the problem why do you feel this way, and what happened in your childhood. They are going deeper into your childhood or early stages of your life. Whereas solution-focused brief therapy asks about what would you like to be different in your life. And in the sessions, at the start of sessions, we are asking what you would like to achieve as a result of speaking with me. And you can also, while listening to me, you can set some goals and hopes for yourself. For instance, what would you like to be different as a result of listening to this session? What difference would you like to see? What change you would like to see? If you somehow notice that listening to me, this session was helpful for you, what kind of internal change, what kind of shift would you like to see? And we're also focusing on moments when the problem was less, and when the change that you want to see was showing up in your life. For instance, if you would like to have more calmness, more positivity in your life, or you want to be more creative, kind, caring person, when in your life in the past you have seen that you were closest to that version of you, what were you doing during those moments? What made that possible? What exactly was there that helped for this to happen, and which qualities, which skills helped you to achieve this outcome? Who was present with you? Which environments, which books, which thoughts helped you to achieve this outcome and to motivate you for change? And what difference did it make for you when, for instance, you were able to be a kinder, calmer version of you, or the version of you that you want to be? And this helps to focus your brain on instances, on exceptions, on the moments when the change was present. And when we intentionally shift our attention towards things we want to achieve, it's more likely that your brain would start to see those instances in the future or in the present moment. And for instance, imagine if you have a child, it's more likely that you would notice other children in the streets. And this is how our brain works. If you will focus more on the problems, more on negativities, it's more likely for you to notice negativities. And also, as a result of research, it's said that 70% of our thoughts are already negative. And human brains were designed in a manner in order to help us to stay safe, to avoid any possible harm, threats. And when you're intentionally focusing your attention on positive things or on the change or on solutions, by time you are slowly changing chemistry of your brain, and you are helping yourself to produce new neural pathways that would help to focus more on solutions and to create change instead of staying stuck in the loops of problems. So solution-focused brief therapy takes a very interesting approach to anxiety treatment also. If traditional approaches analyze anxiety, and they are asking the person, where does this fear come from? What are the triggers? What's causing anxiety? And which thoughts are following with these feelings? What are some cognitive distortions? Or maybe examining thoughts that are wrong or they are not close to reality. Solution-focused brief therapy, instead of ask when your anxiety was less present, what were you doing differently in those moments? If, for instance, the person's goal is to achieve success even despite anxiety, we can ask when were some moments when you were able to succeed or to take action or to be successful even if the anxiety was present. What made that possible? Which skills did you use? Which environments helped you to stay calmer and to succeed? Which people helped you? What exactly was there about you that helped you to learn these skills from other people? And it's a very powerful question because anxiety is not always at the same intensity. So when you are paying attention towards moments when it was less, those are very valuable moments, and they are carrying, including clues, some strategies that you can use again in order to help yourself and to decrease anxiety. So we also call this as exceptional moment, or resource stalled. And when we are asking these questions, we are helping the person to find strategies and resources that they can use in order to help themselves. And finding exceptions for a person who might be experiencing anxiety is one of most valuable works. So for instance, let's say someone experiences social anxiety. They get very anxious in every meeting when there are crowds, and solution-focused brief therapy asks, can you remember a meeting where anxiety was less, and what was different during that day? Who was there? Where were you sitting? What were you wearing? What were you thinking? What helped you to achieve this? And the client, the person might realize that they have prepared in advance, and someone they knew was sitting next to them, or what exactly helped them to achieve that outcome. So here is the solution: preparation and support, and certain skills that they used, or mindset that they used. This is the strategy for the client found by themselves, and this is also helping to increase their confidence, because they can use these questions again in different situations for different problems. So once the person is attending solution-focused brief therapy, they can use the same strategies for different problems. And since everyone's needs, characters, culture, needs are unique, it's important to tailor approach that would be suitable for exactly that person. And this approach helps you to realize your own resources, what exactly works for you. And by using these questions, you can better understand yourself, what you need, and what you can do in order to achieve the change you are trying to achieve. And solution-focused brief therapy with depression. In depression, solution-focused brief therapy does something very special. It focuses on strengths the person still has, because depression might darken everything. A person who is depressed might have some feelings. I have nothing, nothing works, I will be always like this. And solution-focused brief therapy looks for a light in that darkness, and it says, what are some moments when you are feeling better? What are some moments, even if you feel depressed, you were able to complete certain things? And what exactly about you that helped you to achieve this? Maybe you get out of bed, maybe you are going to work, maybe you are answering the emails. What keeps you going? What helps you to overcome these challenges and to continue? And these small shifts, questions, do something big and important. It helps the person to see their own resilience, and it challenges one of depression's biggest lies, that I have no strength at all. And this helps the person to keep going, to realize what works for them. And one of most challenging parts of depression is that when person starts to believe these thoughts, they start to isolate themselves. And solution-focused brief therapy questions helps to realize what exactly helps them, and to use whatever works for them in order to decrease depression symptoms. So when does depression feel lighter? What changes in those moments? What impact it has on other people around you? What difference does it make for you when you are able to do certain things, even when depression symptoms are there? And the next section is called Preferred Future. And imagine, for instance, if depression was still there, but somehow you started to feel lighter and you started to do some progress. What would you like to see in your daily life? What would you like to be present, even if depression thoughts were there? Or what exactly are you trying to achieve? What exactly do you want? And we are structuring our questions, designing questions depending on what hopes does the person has, what change does the person wants to achieve. And in clinical practice, I have noticed something interesting, that solution-focused brief therapy and ACT are actually complementing each other perfectly, because both of these approaches are non-pathologizing. If ACT, for instance, helps to make space for pain diffused from thoughts more towards your values, solution-focused brief therapy also helps to realize what matters for the person, what might help them to create change, and to believe in change and encourage for change, to stay hopeful, to find exceptions, discover strengths, and to support the person by using whatever works for them, and to help them to describe detailed prescription, description of preferred future. So ACT strengthens internal transformation, while solution-focused brief therapy strengthens the practical ways and paths that the person might needs to take in order to achieve transformation. And also, solution-focused approach is focusing more on identity shift, not just simple goals that the person wants to achieve, but it goes deeper into internal transformation, identity shift, and helps the person to realize what kind of person do they want to be, who they want to be, how they want to spend their life. And this is actually it is important because this transformation stays with the person even when they get out of the session, get out of, like, they stop attending therapy, because this is very valuable. This what they can carry into their future life. And what does research say? Solution-focused brief therapy's effectiveness is strongly supported by scientific evidence. For instance, comprehensive meta-analysis published in 2019 covering 43 randomized controlled trials found that solution-focused brief therapy significantly reduces symptoms of depression, anxiety, and general psychological distress. And a very strong finding, solution-focused brief therapy achieves these effects in a comparable shorter period of time than traditional therapies. For instance, another study by Peterson in 2013 review examined 43 studies, and a result of it that more than 80% of studies showed that solution-focused brief therapy produced positive outcomes, and considerably in faster periods than other approaches. And there are also a lot of studies related with children, adolescents. It was found effective with children and adolescents as without adults as well. There are school-based programs improving both academic performance and emotional well-being. So because therapy engagement in youth is very low, solution-focused brief therapy's brief solution-focused structure is much more readily embraced by young people, and also for situations when, for instance, the resources of people are limited. This approach would be suitable to achieve change within a shorter period of times. And most solution-focused brief therapy's most remarkable features is that it produces results quickly, as we have already mentioned. And research shows that meaningful improvement in an average of 3 to 8 sessions, whereas most traditional therapies require from 12 to 20 sessions. And this is important because it increases access to therapy and more sustainable in long term. I hope this video was helpful for you. I will continue to discuss about these topics tomorrow. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to leave your questions in the comments, and see you in the next videos. Take good care of yourself.